It's on track tonight. Sometimes it goes a little off. So you guys should be able to see me in that camera. So I'm red, orange, and yellow. When it's my bridal parties, that means I'm the hottest thing in the video. So I know, I always get a chuckle out of that. Make sure you guys are awake. So with that said, everything around me should be somewhat blue or black. Those are obviously the colder areas. So I didn't mean to like zone in on that. But with that said, we're looking for those blue and black spots to actually move on their own. So again, there's always going to be blue and black on there. We're going to try to keep somebody's skin tone in there. It's a nice cooler night for us here in Charleston, so we're going to be the warmest things out here between 97 and 99 degrees. If you're over that, you shouldn't be here. So you guys all know this by now, right? So with that said, we're going to try to keep somebody in view at all times. We're going to start and stop in certain locations on the video just so that we can kind of save all the walking in between locations. So Keith, I think I'm going to go with you on this guy. So you're going to hold that horizontal just like that, and then I'll let you know when to stop the video and start it back up again. Right now it is recording. The camera is on your left-hand side. The red square, if you accidentally hit it and it turns to a circle, just let me know, but tap it again. I just like to know how many videos I got to splice together. All right, I say we do this. How are we going to do this? I'm going to, because this is a weird layout tonight with 11 people, so I'm going to dive right into where is my crazy... All right. This is the neuralizer for Men in Black. None of you are going to remember a damn thing. Lasers. Oh, lasers are super cool. I know, right? These are really cool only because you can see the pen, you can see the dots. You can't see the lasers until something passes through it. So again, we are literally going to be taking hundreds of pictures through this laser, trying to capture something that I can catch tomorrow morning. This is not an in-the-moment type process because we always use two lasers. This one gives me red squares. Why red squares? Because when we capture something here, I can put it in 3D software and we can actually have a full view of what we caught along with measurements in the event we actually capture something. I've had this thing for about 8 to 9 months. I haven't caught anything that the software will take yet. Sometimes it's like, I'm trying, and then it's like, no. So I have a few things, and the people that get the lasers, I definitely show them evidence. So with us being at 11 people, normally just go to one person. I'm going to split it up to the two of you. You each get one. And with that said, I need a camera person, so Bethany, you're my camera person. There's no flash on this. At times you'll see the screen turn off. It is the button next to the shoot button. So literally, somebody point one of the lasers down so you guys get the gist of how they work. You're going to be taking pictures through the lasers. I know what the dots look like. I don't need pictures down. I want to go through it. So I'm trying to capture something here. Remember, this is not an in-the-moment thing. It's not like, oh my god, I saw something, take pictures. It's already gone. So literally, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pictures. It's still possible on all three of your parts. Spirit boxes.
Thanks.
Spirit boxes are a way for us to communicate with the dead. So, with that said, this one, if you guys watch the TV shows, you already know, like, it's that white noise that he gives you, and then Zach Bagans tells you what he thinks he heard, and it's usually some demon that wants him to come over. Yeah, so we're going to be doing this in real time only. A disembodied voice, the stuff you guys hear on YouTube and TV, those are rarities. So I maybe get one maybe every 2 to 3 months, and even then, I still have to analyze it to make sure that it's an actual disembodied voice. Mine is slowed down. I want the radio chatter to come through. That means the song lyrics, the DJs, the commercials. In the event we actually hear something out of those things, it's a 50-50 shot. I could tie it to the location that we're at, person that I'm talking about, or something going on with one of you. Happens often. This one records the entire session, even on mute. Even when I say, let's go ahead and turn this one down, it's okay. You're going to get the full recording back tomorrow. I'm going to give you 15 to 20 markers of things that I hear, whether they're relevant or not. It's to help train your ear on what I actually listen for and the things that I omit. So I know that sounds kind of odd, but you'll see the things that are relevant. I will give you an explanation with a backlink to verify the info. Eliza's going to tell you how old she was when she got married. That's great. It's not because I told you so. It's because Botanica.org told me to tell you. So Katrina, this one goes to you. Okay. You have one button to worry about. There's a volume wheel right there. You're going to control the volume.
Okay.
The next spirit box definitely goes to 2 people because it does not record. So we need 2 people to verify what they heard. So Zach and hang on, Megan. No, I was getting one of them right. I lost yours, so I'm like, I guess I'm going with Megan. So the 2 of you are going to listen on this one together, so that way you guys can kind of verify what's going on. Just to show you how it works, the only thing you need to worry about is the volume button as well. It's on the side of the ball speaker. hold it up to get volume, you hold it down when I'm talking to the holder. So get a feel for that while I pull out the next one. The last spirit box. This one is interesting. Probably gives me the most amount of data. Yes, it is a phone. It is a phone app. It's going to give us words in the center of the screen from time to time. There are over 9,000 terms in here. Some of them I still haven't seen yet, and I've been using this thing for 5 years. Now, it's going to save all those words to a list with a timestamp. I use this to kind of know where I need to go for the videos and so forth and so on. It's a big deal. 80% of what comes out of this thing, pardon my French, it's bullshit. It doesn't mean anything. This is meant to be a game. It's meant to be a hoax. However, the other 5 to 20% are going to be specific details to the location, a person, or one of us. Same thing with the other spirit boxes. So, Sam, this one goes to you. All you got to do, when I say where we at with the list, you hit the little scroll, it'll give you everything. I'll clear out last week's. So they actually got put it in. So now your list is going to start out fresh, whichever starts after the chapter. That's all you got to do. Hit the little scroll, and then back again. Those are the only two buttons you can work on. Okay. All right. What else is in Santa Claus's bag? All right. You wanted the EMF?
Yes, please.
We're going with the EMF. So, K2 meters, pretty much an essential thing that we have to have on these doors. This is also, it's going to measure the most sensitive pieces of electromagnetic fields, including natural signals, things from our electronics. It's going to make it go into a rhythm or a pulse. Okay, so if it goes erratic is when I kind of want to know what's going on. So yours, I will always monitor because it's kind of the first thing that I need to know. Doesn't vibrate, doesn't make any noise, you got to watch the lights. Alright. As soon as this guy wants to turn on, I'll show you what this guy does. So I'm putting this particular device over here on purpose because it coincides with the thermal imaging. This one's going to give us EMF as well. It's a lot more accurate and it goes way higher than yours. So your big number guy is going to be anything above 2.5. I want to know what's going on. Okay. The bottom number is ambient temperature. Bless you to whoever sneezed. Ambient temperature. Keith finds something on his camera. We're going to be able to debunk it or prove it with the yellow probe that's here. So the other thing that this guy does is it's a motion sensor. It's called a REM pod. So anything that gets close to this antenna, it's going to make it go off. The closer it gets, the higher it's going to go. So again, we don't use that all the time. I'll show you more about that at the first stop. But for now, I want you to just focus on those numbers and kind of get used to how they move about.
Okay.
There's a little flap on the back I left open so we can access things a lot easier. And to the girl who I forgot her name, you get the special. Marilyn. That's okay. You get the special device, the brand new
goodness
stuff.
Gracious.
You'll be perfectly fine. Yeah, you get the crazy Ghostbuster looking thing. So, it's not. Are you right or left-handed?
Left-handed. I can do it right-handed though.
It's okay. Just want to make sure we got you set up square. Alright, so first and foremost, you guys should not be able to see me in that camera. It's pretty dark in there. I know the screen is small. So, kind of get a quick gist around. Let's turn on some lights. So now I should be in a pinkish or purplish hue. Notice you can't see the light with your own eyes. This is full spectrum lighting. So, interesting thing about this, we're also going to be doing start and stops. We have an hour and 29 minutes that the SD card will hold, so I will always give you the cue to start. That's where this button comes into play. You simply hold it down until it starts flashing, and then we're on record. Roll symbol. And I'll show you more about that at our first location.
Just hold it.
That's it. You're a camera crew. You are the camera crew. Who's holding the bag? No. Okay, so you guys made it nice and light, so thank you for that. Alright, so everybody's got something. Everybody's working with another person, right? I had to split up the lasers. Normally those go to one person, so I know who to yell at when they're all over the place. So lasers, by the way, can get in a lot of trouble. It's very busy down here. They stay on the ground, and then maybe up to 5 feet in front of you only. They will set off car alarms, and you will blind somebody from a mile away. Just so you guys know. I will go to jail. Just so you guys know, no pressure. Not at all. But that's how powerful those are. Alright, so let's talk about why we started here. That's got me talking. Sorry, I'm getting all the names down. Double Zax, Megan, Marilyn,
Hurricane.
Katrina, Guy,
That's good.
Bethany, Stephanie, and okay. get that one right. It's more likely going to be green laser. That's where it's going to be tonight.
That's okay.
All right, so I told you guys to meet me at Big John's, right? Across the street. This place actually just reopened last week. So, yeah, it used to be called Big John's back in the 50s, as you can see by the side of the building, all the way through the 70s. It was named after a football player named Big John Kennedy. He played for the New York Giants in 1947 through 1952. So with that said, he used to sit in the back of the bar, and he would tell the bartender if the cadets coming over from the Citadel, if they were old enough to drink or not. One night, two guys come in, they're not old enough. He has the bartender throw them out. They leave pretty pissed off. They come back the next night, and they try to steal the cash register from the front of the bar. Yeah, because that's where they kept the cash registers. I know, it's so stupid. So he sees what's going on. He starts beating these guys to a pulp into the floor. A couple of gunshots go off. John gets hit in the neck, and the bullet lands in the wall. John gets up, he goes back to the bar, and he tells the bartender to get him another beer, and to get the two guys on the floor in ambulance. John was the one that got shot. Just keep that in mind. Nobody died in that story, and John was the tough one that got up, and the two cadets are on the ground. What's haunting the place? The bullet hole. It's allegedly still here. They just reopened up last week. They've been renovating the place for over a year. So I haven't been able to get in there to see if they filled it in. People that sit in the front of the bar tend to get a little queasy, nauseous, or headache. That's from the paranormal activity that's in there. The only time I ever got an EMF out of it is randomly. It's not from the wiring that's inside the building. So I bring this up on purpose because if anybody feels any of those symptoms, I need to know immediately so we can move this giant group of 11 people to a safer place for that person. I will tell you I haven't had an instance in over a year, but I have had people pass out from too much activity on the tour. Psychics usually don't make it, but I'll just say that. It's just too much for them. So, let's not talk about our own health, right? Hurricane?
Yes.
So, let's talk about an earthquake instead of a hurricane.
Perfect.
You guys
Different
taking any
natural
Charleston tours at all?
Yes.
A couple of you? All right, so you should have heard about our big earthquake in 1886 because every tour talks about it.
Yep.
So allegedly this is where the first death occurred. The mantle you see in the middle of the building also wraps around the front on East Bay Street. A piece of it broke off from the earthquake, hit somebody in the back of the head, and killed him. Apparently you can see his ghost in the middle of East Bay Street in the middle of the night. Notice I said apparently and allegedly a lot with that. It's only because I don't have any proof of that story. It's just a great segue so Hurricane's not thinking about getting sick on the tour. So, you guys ready to go ghost hunting?
Oh,
yeah. You guys tired of hearing me talk yet?
No.
I hope not, because there's a lot more. I'm gonna go this way.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't sit up front.
I'm glad we sat in the middle. Stand in the back so I can scratch you.
I'm waiting.
Is that weird?
You do?
No, I was sitting there thinking, oh, something like that.
All upgrades in the past, I would say 6 months. So I've been upgrading and upgrading and upgrading like crazy. So I have older devices that are sitting on my desk that I don't use anymore, like very simplistic stuff. I wanted to upgrade to more high-tech stuff. So hopefully when I go back, because I'm sure I will. All right, so welcome to your level 1 practice area. Again, this is a one-liner piece of history where I get to bounce around with all of you. So the only person that can truly see, well, 2 people that can truly see, would be Keith and Marilyn, because they have the cool cameras. So they can see all of the things. This is the big red barn lot. You're gonna find that some of our places don't actually have a physical whatever. We're gonna explore lots because they used to be something. Again, these aren't the touristy trap type places because we're going to legitimately haunted locations. This is where we keep your horses for the carriage rides. So if you guys have been on carriage rides, that's where they keep them. You guys can probably smell them. I can. 6 nights a week, I'm immune to it. It's gone. So the only history I have here is really, really simple. This is what the big red barn where we kept horses that delivered milk and eggs to the residents of Charleston. That's all I got. We're talking 1860s to 1920s, roughly. Let's talk about spirit boxes based on that little bit of history. This is not TV, guys. This is not. Is somebody here? Because if somebody hears the word no, guess what? Somebody's here. So they answered you. We're not going to ask yes and no questions tonight. We want the details. You guys are all here, and Zach's device is going berserk.
Yeah, it's been hit 5 like 8 times now.
So again, actually based on the milligauss that I'm looking at, it's probably closer to 15. Yours goes to a max of 25.
Okay.
So the one that guy has, I've seen it spike at 150. So just to kind of give you guys a reference. But anyway, You're going to ask questions in this lot that you already know the answers to. If somebody's here, tell me what color the big red barn is, right? So we're going to be listening and looking for the color red, obviously. Spirit boxes that make noise, unlike Sam's, because he's got the word list. In the event, they're using the DJs to convey messages to us. They're using song lyrics to convey those messages. If the word red is not available, but fire truck is, a fire truck is primarily red, blood, heart. Those are all acceptable answers to me. What color is the big red barn? Heart. Hearts are red. I get it. Now, let's take other clues, because we are still close to Big John's. Let's say that Zach over here actually hears the number 40 pop up, and then Sam gets the word art on his list. Art Faircloth was number 40 on Big John's team. I need 2 clues to match things up. Otherwise it's just coincidence. So at that point, that's kind of like what I look for. When I'm going through this data tomorrow morning, I'm looking for those double clues. A lot of these stories that I'm going to tell you guys later, multiple names, or same name, multiple people. So again, we need double clues. Who the heck are we talking to? Which George is it? Which Eliza is it? So forth and so on. That's how we're going to use these spirit boxes all night long. With this location, it's going to be really simple because I want to kind of move us along pretty quickly out of here. I am going to work with the cameras first. So quick direction with lasers and cameras. Keep them pointed down, nice and still. Camera. Shoot through it, nice and still. The 2 cameras are going to stay with me. So, Guy, I'm going to meet up with you. If you want to hang out with the cameras too, because you're the next one I have to go to, but otherwise your spirit boxes, let's go ahead and turn those guys up. You're going to be following Zach around to see where he gets hotspots. Keep in mind, it can pick up electromagnetic fields from the building. So if you're too close, I'm going to say probably from the building. So kind of keep that in mind. We are on a sewer line, but the 2 noisy spirit boxes, you 2 should kind of stay away from each other. That way you guys aren't intercepting what you're hearing from the other box. Make sense? Mm-hmm. All right, we are going to stay within the confines of the slot for about 5 minutes, start bouncing around. I'm going to work with the cameras first and start hitting all of you so we can go to deeper history other than football players and ponies. All right, so cameras and Guy, you can stay over here. Come on over, Marilyn. All right, so first and foremost, I am looking for things in the dark from your camera.
Okay.
I reflect light.
Yes.
So there should be dark, like you're in a group right now. So when you're in like a group like this and some of us are kind of bleaching out your camera, like watch my hand, how it bleaches out.
Yes.
You can shut off the short range and that way your long range is still giving you something. If something's going to pop up, it's going to pop up here in the dark.
Which button did you just press?
It's right here.
Oh, okay.
So again, when you're in a smaller setting like this, go ahead and turn it off. That way it's not bleached out and we're not just staring at somebody's belly that looks all crazy.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of short, no offense.
Yeah, I mean,
But
I couldn't do this.
yeah, we don't want to go through all that mess. Again, I want to make this job easy and fun for you. The top one, just so you know, watch your eyes. The bottom light actually goes to night vision. We don't care about night vision. It just draws attention from the other tours that already don't like me. So we're going to stay on light that they can't see, but we can watch all this stuff later.
Okay.
So at the next stop, we can, after I'm done with that particular piece of history, I'll say get those videos started. Again, use this button right here.
Until it flashes, right?
So, yeah, you just hold it for a split second. It'll start flashing a second later.
Okay, and then
So-
I'll let go.
Yep, and then you're just going to walk around nice and slow so we have a nice video to watch. You're going to look for the darker spots.
Okay.
I'm going to move on to thermal imaging.
Okay.
Kind of get used to how all of the different things look through that camera. Play with the light back and forth, and I'm going to bounce around with everybody. Thermal imaging. So do you get the gist of why I want to try to keep somebody's temperature in there? So go ahead and point it at the wall for me and watch it bleed out. Turn to red, I'm guessing. My hand gets into view, the wall should turn blue. My hand give you a big variance. You have a bar on the right-hand side of your screen that's going to give you your highest temperature and your lowest temperature. There's also going to be a blue dot that's bouncing around on your screen. It's going to give you the coldest spot. So you want to try to keep skylines out of it because it's going to go straight into emptiness and try to measure that every single time. I also left the center crosshairs on there, so if you have to measure something directly, you can aim the camera at exactly what you want. So if in the event you find something, you're like, oh my God, what was that? Please say something vocally, because that's kind of how I look through the video. I wait for your vocal to say, what was that? I think I just saw something. We're not going to stop the video and rewatch it. We're going to keep moving. That way I can catch it in the morning. So with yours, have you gotten any movement out of your big numbers?
Not yet.
Okay, nothing
I got
at all.
more back there.
Okay, well that's because we had parking meters. Probably made it go off.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn off the temperature. It's not always needed until Keith actually finds something.
Okay.
So what's going to happen now is all the battery juice is going into the EMF. It's going to make those numbers move a lot quicker. At times I'm going to say, what was your highest spike on the EMF? That's the numbers.
Okay.
Let's talk about your REM pod part. So you already have the antenna up, but on the back, go ahead and flip it around where the flap is open. There's 2 little white buttons, if you could feel them. They're pretty rigid. The one closest to the edge is the one that you want.
Okay.
You want to click that all the way into place.
Do it now?
Yep. We're going to show you how it works. Yeah, you got to really I know it's small. You got to push into the machine.
Oh, in. Oh, okay.
There you go. So, normally I give this to females because they walk a little bit more gracefully. But with every step, it's probably going to jostle. In the event that it starts jostling and you think it's from your movements, on the right-hand side, there's 4 little buttons. The very bottom one resets the EMF field being created on the antenna. So these two work independently. You can have a reading here and not have one here, and vice versa. So again, I'll kind of see what's going on. If I turn and I see you kind of moving the machine around and it's going off, I'm going to detect that that's your motion making it happen. I'm not going to like, oh my God, kind of thing. Always keep your thumb at the ready on that right-hand side for that bottom button, just in case it is your movement. If it keeps happening while you're still, then we definitely have something going on.
Okay.
So anything on the front face, you don't need to worry about. It's already set up the way we need to measure things.
Okay.
So you're actually good to go.
Now, what's the second button, or do I need to worry about that?
That's actually, it'll give you a detection of when the temperature changes by 5 degrees, and we don't.
Oh,
again,
we're not doing that.
Yeah, we're not going to be doing that. I mean, if he finds something, we're going to go search a little bit more deeper and turn the temperature back on.
Okay.
All right. So, Hurricane, are we hearing anything on that guy yet?
Just radio.
And that's what you want. So whatever they say is what I want. If you can make it out, we might actually have something. So again, it's coming from the radio DJs. And again, once 2 or 3 clues start piling up, and if you're asking questions, those answers can go to all of the devices, including my audio or the audio from the phone. So if you say, how many people did we bring with us? It's
like go.
You ask the question, they got the answer. When I have my smaller groups, I test that out quite often, and quite often I'll get an answer. So it's just 75% chance.
It's like a waffle.
Yeah, whatever they say, let me know, and I'll write it down, just because I might not catch it in my spot check tomorrow morning.
Okay.
So, you got this.
Okay. So is that like
All right.
Switch, or is it?
I like football?
Switch.
Is that supposed to be? I like football. Okay, let's say
You want to see where that 90 minutes that they have is. Are we hearing anything out of this thing?
Yeah.
A lot of different
Hey,
stuff.
what color was the New York jerseys back in the day? Were they blue?
No, but you heard the color blue?
Yeah, I heard blue, and we heard 1,000 when we asked him how old he was.
So blue is actually relevant to our next stop, which is right across the street. And I'm going to tell you why now. Not
Yeah,
now,
it was blue clear as day.
Yeah, he liked blue.
Like other stuff's been kind of hazy.
He ain't gonna tell me the color of the barn.
and it's funny because I'll often get the color blue over here. It's almost like they're waiting for us because,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not here 6 nights a week. Half the time my name shows up. Like,
This thing he's been
but-
doing the fuck off.
Yeah, it's been going off crazy
Yep.
right here.
You're in a great spot. Keep listening while I bounce on for the rest, and we don't have much more. All right, you guys, where are we at?
Why
with
ain't
your
you
work?
tell me the barn color? Zach keeps saying.
What about Jesus?
What is that guy?
I got a 2.8. Oh, 6.6. I don't know if that means anything here, but he said the high number. It was quick though.
You got what?
6.6. Now it's just kind of low, but it was 6.6. Hopefully you're capturing. Yeah, I got a 6.6. Oh, 2.4. Keith is like, I mean, something. Oh, now it's not. I'm not supposed to be listening to music right now. Now it's gone.
What's going?
It's down 0.
Are you here? Do you want to talk to us?
Ooh, got something.
What do you want to
yourself.
say? Are you friendly?
You turn that on. Just kidding. Hello? Anyone here? Make this thing spike if you're really here. Whoa. It went to 4.9 when I said that. That's freaky. That was freaky.
Who's here?
Tell you something? I know we got a little bit.
No,
of
this
business.
got to 6.6.
That's good.
And then I said, make it spike if you're here, and I went to 4.9. Oh my God.
6.6, 4.9.
Yeah.
Okay.
See everything on that thing?
Not yet. I'm trying to look for a ghost. How is a ghost supposed to appear?
Oh, just a minion. Like not one of us. At least that's what it is on TV. But I didn't hear any, like, you know how the thing goes, ding.
Right.
Well, it's an event with 2 other podcasts. Like, they called me to be part of it, and they offered me tickets to go and Airbnb. Then they called me and said, no, we want you to lead. I'm like, what? So they already refunded my tickets and didn't even ask if I was going to lead it. And I said, sure, I'll lead it. It is what it is. It's great publicity for me. All right, so let's get those spirit boxes turned down, the REM pod turned off. So that's your little white button in the back, just so it's not interrupting. I already told you I'm going to lose my voice tonight. So this, yes.
Anybody named Jerry?
No.
Oh, we got Jerry.
I don't know the full roster over there. Because, I mean, at times it might not be his 1947 roster. Because in 1949, I think is when they went to offense, defense. I'm not a football guy.
I asked a lot of football questions.
So, yeah.
That's all I knew. I didn't care about Jerry so much.
Remind me to write Jerry down. I want to tell you guys where we're at. So welcome to another beautiful side of Charleston. If you guys don't know where to park by the time you're done with me, you got issues I can't fix. I'm sorry. So this place actually used to be the Eliza and Charles Pinckney Mansion. So their mansion sat in the front of this lot facing East Bay. Eliza's garden was lined up with that left tree over here up to my right and came all the way across. And we're standing where the servant and slave quarters would have been, or the home. So I want to first point out, this is kind of a level 2. We did the practice area. You guys all have different tactics with your devices. You're not going to get the answers from me until before we leave of whatever's lacking. You're going to get them from your spirit boxes. This is not what colors George Washington's white horse, like what we did with the red barn. You're going to get the answers from your spirit boxes.
3.5.
What's that?
I got 3.5.
Keep that in the back of your mind, so that way I can write them down. You're probably going to get higher than that. We actually had a 73 in here last night.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty crazy. So this is one of my biggest hotspots, just so you guys know. So Eliza and Charles had a son named Charles. They had a nephew named Charles. That was 3 Charleses in case you lost count. The son and the nephew, signers of the Constitution for South Carolina. However, you guys are all on vacation and nobody wants to talk about politics, including me. This is 2021 and it's an ugly year for politics. So let's talk about Eliza. She's way cooler anyway. Eliza married Charles at a young age. I'm not going to tell you what that number is. I will tell you Charles was over double her age. If that kind of gives you, yeah, that's how that rolls. But she did marry him out of love. This was not an arranged marriage. This was not she needs a green card or anything like that, because it didn't even exist, because it's the 1740s, middle of colonial times. That's how old this lot is. So she married Charles because her dad over in England thought he was dying. He wanted to see all of his kids one last time. She didn't think he was dying, so she stayed put and she got married. Again, just putting her foot down. She was right. Dad did not die right away. Instead, he lived and he started sending her gifts from England. I told you her garden was here. He started sending her seeds. One of those seed packets happened to be the plant indigo. You guys have been here for at least a day. You've seen the word indigo a few times, I'm sure, if not the name Pinckney itself. So she experimented with it here. She learned from her slaves how to keep it cultivated in our weird temperatures. In January, it's cold down here. I'm not gonna lie, I'm down here torn. It is cold. So you can't keep that stuff cultivated unless you got some help. They helped her out. She turned it into a big crop. She moved it to Mount Pleasant, just north of here, turned it into a cash crop by herself. Then she calls her dad up, not literally because it's 1750s by this time, no phones. And she says, I need somewhere to sell this. Can you give me some contacts? She starts selling this stuff overseas, internationally. It's a huge deal. What is indigo, by the way? It makes blue dye that makes her blue jeans blue. Some of you are wearing it tonight. Actually, a lot of you are wearing it tonight. Last night, I didn't have one example of denim. And I was like, come on, guys. But anyway, half of you are wearing it, so that's pretty cool. But that's how we still use it today, and it started right where you're standing. How weird is that? So, I'm just giving you the tip of the iceberg of things that she's done for this country. However, there are a lot of weird facts you guys can ask about that I get a lot of answers for multiple times. She does not mind us asking the same questions, Eliza. So give us some more answers than you did last night. You gave us some, but not enough. Obviously, let's start with the mansion. It's not here. You can ask what happened to the mansion and whatever that tragedy was. I'll give you the clue that it was a tragedy. And then you can ask when it happened, so hopefully we get the year. Ask anything you want to about Eliza's death. Hey, Eliza, how old were you when you died? Then we have another age. What happened to you? What did you die from? Where are you buried? What U.S. president was a pallbearer at your funeral? A president carried her to her grave at his own request because of the things that she did for this country. Pretty big deal. And that's undeniable when we get those pieces of evidence. So just kind of keep that in mind. Let's see. You can ask about the kids. You already know that there's at least one named Charles, right? I'm not going to tell you how many. You can ask how many. But there is a tragedy among one of those children. Don't poke the bear. Simple facts. Names, quantity, boys, girls, simple things. Don't poke the bear. All activity will stop, including EMF readings will go down to nothing. And that's what happens for the rest of the night. I've seen it dozens of times where somebody calls me after the tour and I'm scratching my head going, why didn't we have much? I asked Eliza about the tragedy of one of her kids. Thanks. You just ruined the tour for 10 other people. So, again, don't poke the bear. There was something else. Oh, Eliza was the name, the second wife named Eliza from Charles. So now we have two Elizas we're dealing with. The first wife died in 1741, I believe, and then he married Eliza, I think it was like 2 years later. The second Eliza. They both have a maiden name that starts with the letter L. So it's Eliza L. Pinckney. That's what they go by. So that way they're not confused with one another. So hopefully you can find out what those maiden names are. So before I have you guys split off and start exploring this lot, keep in mind people do not like their cars being filmed or pictures taken of. So kind of be mindful of your cameras, lasers. Obviously I already gave you the warning about setting off car alarms. It's never fun running with 11 people because I'm going to be left behind. I got the heavy bag behind me. So before we take off, we had 3.5. Jerry, what words do we have? Give me the last 3 to 5 words.
We
Don't
have
forget, don't run
Bridge,
away.
Extraordinary, Saint Benjamin, John are the last 5 words.
We have Benjamin and John already.
Yeah.
That's actually the next stop.
Okay.
That is crazy.
That's because they're ready.
They are, apparently. What's funny is it's 3 blocks away.
They just want to be on the tour. Yeah.
Well, they know I'm coming.
Maybe that's why they're here already.
They're like, finally, no kids.
I'm telling you guys.
You're like, bro, we know your stop.
What, you know what's funny?
They're like, you're
No, we
running
actually
late.
made it on time. Like, we're good. I was like, maybe we're late.
And they're
You know?
coming for us. It's like,
Well, here's the funny thing. The Benjamin and John are the names that I have you guys listen to on the way there. Like, I don't tell you which names, but that's 2 out of 5 people that lived on the street that we're about to go to after this stop. Again, I can't make this stuff up. You're going to see why my jaw drops when I give you that story over there. Like, I'm like already like, are you serious? So Benjamin and John are not relatable to this site. They're at the next one. But not to mention, we're still next to Big John's. They're only 1 block away. So if another clue ties me to that John, then we'll definitely have something a little bit mixed. So we'll kind of see what happens. Yeah, there's nothing on Ellen. All right, so definitely get your videos started. I'm going to start taking those notes that you guys already gave me so I don't forget what they were. And then I have to check you guys in on all of the different websites that you guys bought your tickets from. And then I'm going to start bouncing around with all of you, kind of keeping you all in the loop of what's actually happening. Just stay away from the vehicles. Let's have some fun. Stay within the walls. Have your castle.
You want me to turn this on? I can turn it on now?
Yeah, definitely get that REM pod going now. All right, so at the big red barn behind Jerry.
Okay, so are we supposed to ask you questions?
Elijah.
Eliza, what?
Eliza, are you here?
Eliza, how many kids did you have? September 28th?
18. I got an 18.
The guy said September 28th.
Oh, okay.
Eliza, is that a birthday? What happened on September the 28th?
Just don't forget because I spiked to 18.
Fighting to share? Were you fighting to share something?
What did you say, Guy? It's spiked to what?
18.2 when she said she heard the date. Eliza, are you here? Make this thing go up. And the 3.8. He say anything more than 2.5, right?
Give us a visual. Are you here?
It went up to 10. 10 again.
Elijah, give us a
17.
visual if you're here.
If you're here, spike this really high. I can't, either 20 or 29.
Did it spike?
Uh-huh. Eliza, if you're here, spike this as high as you can.
Maybe Charles is here?
Who's here?
Who's here?
Is anyone here? How many kids did you have?
Alright, how we doing over here, guys?
We got a couple of spikes.
Yeah, we got a spike of 18 something when date came through on hers. What
Date?
was
September 28th.
that? Oh, it spiked to 27 now.
September 28th. I don't think that's going to be relevant to anything, but of course I'm going to dive in. Specific dates don't lie. And we're not even close to that date. I know we're in September now, but again, when you get something that specific, like that's pretty dominant. I can also just look at the number 28. Remember, these are slowed down. So what color is the big red barn? Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. All I need is red. I don't need all those other before and afterwards, and it's happened before. So again, I can also just look at 28 and see if that's a number.
Is it 928? Is that an address?
No, this would be 235 because I've had that come up. So remember I told you it can go anywhere? One night I'm actually in here and somebody goes, I heard the time 2:30. And then somebody turned around a couple minutes later. I'm like, it said 5. Did she have 5 kids? And I'm like, no, but we have 235 address. Like, again, you can't make this stuff up. I'm not reaching and stretching. You know what I mean? Like, that was like, oh my God. Like, I didn't even know what the address was here. I could look it up based on the restaurant that used to be here a few years ago.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, what was the name of Molly, or what was the address for Molly Darcy's on Google? 235. Bingo. Like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
all right, so you got September 28th. I think I got that. And again, this isn't a catch something every single night. I just need it at the ready when we're, good to go. After we're done here, obviously you'll get a break. You get to hit the stop button, and you can just hold it casually. That way you don't have to take the camera in all the time. Keep listening. You guys got good stuff going on.
All right. Eliza, is September 28th, what is that significant? Is that a significant date?
Maybe it's Charles.
Charles. If
Maybe
Charles is here, spike this thing. What's it called again? EMF? Look.
Do you have something?
No.
I just heard the word seminary.
Seminary. Oh. It really spiked a lot after you said you heard something.
Seminary.
Gosh, I can't remember. Did you see it? It was pretty high. Charles, are you here? If you are, spike this.
Is there somebody here who went to seminary? Is there a pastor here? Or a reverend?
Eliza, are you here? We'll go here. It hasn't spiked anymore. I mean, it's little spikes, not big spikes. Eliza, if you were here, make this go high, above 50.
Why are you asking for Eliza? Could be anybody.
All right, whoever's here, make this go above 50. Anyone. How many kids did you have? What are the names of your children? Make this thing go off. Come close to me, if you can. Ooh, keeping on 30. Come close to me. Make this thing go off. Whoever you are. If you are here. If you are here, come close to this and make this thing beep. Okay. Went to 30 again. I wanted to make this thing beep, right? It's supposed to get close to this thing. There's supposed to come in. Thing is doing it right. Really anyone in this whole lot that used to be the mansion.
Is anybody here?
You're here. Make this thing go off. Anybody.
Give me a visual. Give me a visual sign.
Make me a believer. You have to really make. You have to make this thing go off. Is there no one here?
I just want the highest one.
Have you gotten anything higher than 18?
Yeah, I got 30 in the 30s somewhere. But I got the 18 when you got that date, but it spiked it more than 30. Okay, yeah, it spiked more than 30. If it gets close, oh, that's me. Okay,
That was you.
yeah.
And I have, because there's an EMF field around this guy, and I have it as small as we can make it because we're out walking about. When I do my investigations, I'm going to widen it up. So this is relatively a newer device too. I've had it for about 3, maybe 4 months now. I love this guy. So I just told the kids over there, like I'm leading an investigation at the St. Augustine Lighthouse in 2 weeks. So 2 other podcasts called me up and interviewed me on their podcast about what I do here. And they were like, you want to be part of this investigation? I'm like, yeah, I don't normally do the popular spots, but yeah, I'll go. Then I bought my tickets, and they were like, yeah, no, you're going to lead it. We want you to lead it. Here's your refund. I'm like, okay. It's great publicity for business, obviously.
Oh, so, yeah, awesome. Yeah, we did get over 30. And then we got 20 a couple times, actually.
I mean, you're just getting spikes all over, which is good.
Yeah.
And the other K2 meter is actually giving us a lot back there. Unfortunately, if they're finding anything from the slaves that they had, I don't have any proof of that stuff. Right. So if they get things like, I was a cook, my name's Bob, I can't prove any of that. Right. So again, we do have other relevant terms on Sam's list right now. I have them diving into whose leg got hurt that lived here, because the word leg popped up while we were still at the Big Red Barn lot. It's relevant to here. But again, it seems like we're kind of piecemealing this together tonight, which is why you guys keep me around, right? Yep. So, because I have all the background info.
Did you hear all that? Are you here? Do you want to tell us that you're here? It's a small field. Show me that you're here.
Hey, who's your favorite president?
Show me that you were here.
Keep saying here's one.
Make this thing go off. Let's go where a slave would be.
I just heard ghost.
I ain't seen it. If you were here, now's the time.
What do you want us to hear? Do you want to tell us your name?
Do you want to say how many children you have?
What did it go up to?
Who are you?
Who's here?
Who is here? Give us your name.
Guy, what did it go up to?
24, I think. I asked it to make this thing go off. Who are you? Can you come back? Are you here? Are you a grown-up or a child? What is your name?
Did you live here?
Hey, Nick. This thing went off.
What does that mean?
What was the?
It
What color
was-
did you get?
Oh, it stayed the same color, but oh, you mean what color? What do you mean? What
So
color?
there's different colors that come across.
Oh, on this?
Yeah.
Oh, it was bright green.
So
It was like,
that one.
yeah.
As it gets closer.
Oh, it was blue then.
Okay. I normally ask if somebody's here. Do this as a call and answer. Can you make this black box with the metal stick? Remember, these people are colonial. They don't know our terms.
That's
Make
what
it go.
That's what I said.
Is that exactly what you said?
Yeah. Well, I didn't say black box. I
Oh.
said make this thing go off by touching this thing, and it went to 24. Okay.
Interesting.
And then it went off twice, right? Because you saw it once. Once was green, it just like one quick flip, and the other was you saw the
Yeah,
blue.
it went across the blue.
That's pretty awesome. Like, I do a lot of call and answer with this device. So I was waiting for you to kind of get any kind of activity before I, again, I don't want to throw everything at you at once.
Sure.
So, but a lot of times if I think it's my movement making it go off, I'll set it down on a curb and see what happens. That way I know it's not me. The wind isn't going to affect it. You can see that now. It's a little breezy.
Right. Yeah, we weren't moving. We're standing still at the
Yeah.
time.
But yeah, that's,
And then she asked some questions. I asked a question. Keith asked some questions too, trying to get names or who
yeah.
it was.
And again, those answers can come up anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm going to show them some photos from
Okay.
the lasers, and then we'll come back and show you some evidence from the camera in this lot. So let me show them these photos real quick, so that way they know what they're looking for.
Well, that was pretty cool.
Who's here?
If you hear, tap Guy on the shoulder.
Not feeling anything.
If you hear, change the color on the box.
Make this go off by touching this cord, or this, what do we call it? Antenna thing, rod.
Are you here?
Someone just did that. Come
Sure.
closer.
Are you here?
What is your name? Are you done? Make this spike come close.
Give us a visual. Show us something.
Are you an adult or child? Adult. You spiked it at 23 when I said adult. What is your name? It's spiked to 6.6 when I asked that.
Say hi.
When you did that, look, it spiked to 13 when you said say hi.
Say hello.
It spiked to 30, 29, 30, 23.
Do you like the word hello?
30.
Say hello. Tell us hello. Make the color change on the box.
Come close to this box.
Say hello.
35.
Do you like the word hello? Show us a sign of hi. Hello. How are you?
It likes your hello. I mean, it spikes all the time. Are you nice? Do you want to talk to us? If you do, make this spike and say hello. Are you a boy or a girl? If you're a boy, make this spike high. Okay. If you're a girl, make the spike high. If you are a boy, come and touch this rod. Make it goes off. This antenna, come close. Come close to me.
Touch the device.
Touch the device in my hand. Or
Do you see the guy with the black box and the metal antenna? Go see him. Go touch his antenna.
Slap his head.
Yeah. Scratch his back with 3 distinct claw marks.
hey y'all, went up to 23. Slow your roll over there. 33.
Anything else crazy? I'm gonna do one last round robin.
Nope, nothing
Just
crazy.
it went up to 35 is the high.
35.
Ooh, 30 now. Let me not move.
Make the box go over 40. Make your presence.
Yeah, that's a good one. Make your presence known.
Say hi. Hello, how are you?
Hey, if this thing ever goes off again, I'm gonna do a Zach Vig and I'm look at you. I'm like, did you hear that? I don't think it records that kind of stuff though. Okay, so are you done talking to us? Are you done showing that you were here? Are you still here?
Let's try move to a different. Let's try move. Let's see if we can. Is anyone here? Is anyone here? Make yourself known. Is anyone here?
Make the box go high with your presence. Touch the rod here, the antenna, the silver thing. If you come this close, it will let us know you're actually here. And then you can talk to us and tell
Let's
us.
go here.
I think it's slowed its roll because nothing
Yeah.
else is happening.
If you can kill your video too, just give the arm a break. It's a great spot for darkness.
Wait, is it going? Is this thing on?
So I have a full list of residents of every person that's ever lived down here. The common names I get, you guessed it, Benjamin and John. That's why I'm super stoked. I get them about once a month. You don't find a coincidence. And it's the same names, and it's not always on the same spirit box. It kind of bounces all over the place. So we're going to let these folks pass through. Hi, guys. A few weeks ago, maybe about a month ago now, somebody gave me a third name that they heard along the way here. They heard the name Jane. So I went and looked it up on the list. 1801, same year as Benjamin and John, Jane. Like, you've got to be kidding me. What's with 1801? So again, did you guys hear any names last night or on the way here? Any spirit boxes? Nothing? Okay. So again, I definitely look into the spirit box along the way here because I know the time frames of where we're at. We'll kind of see what's going on there. The reason why this is called Lodge Alley, this is where the Freemasons have their Masonic Lodge. So that's Lodge Alley Inn, named after the alley. So again, this is a very interesting place. We do get Freemason here a lot, the term. I've had the word mason, clay, brick. These are clay bricks, guys. These are original. Not to mention, I've had the word Illuminati show up. That was a couple of weeks ago. I laughed my ass off. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? So again, I had to notate it. It's in there. It was like, okay, we'll take it. But this is an interesting alley. They did do an archaeological dig where you guys were standing, found some of their silverware and their tools, some of their clothing. They did consider these people lower class. These were little shotgun houses down here. They weren't the big mansions like what you guys see down at the Battery. And it makes sense because the smell of low tide would have been coming over that wall straight into this alley. So again, it makes complete sense when you look at the geography back then. So again, from here, we're going to actually walk up to St. Philip's Steeple. That's where it's going to get really busy with the other tours if they're out and about. Again, as full as I am, I'm guessing there's going to be big giant groups up there. We're going to find our spot. We're going to go through some of those myths and legends. Then we're going to dive into a female pirate over at the Powder Magazine with a full-blown investigation like what we did at the Pinckney Mansion site. So again, that is an interesting story, and there's a lot of keywords and a lot of missing clues that hopefully we can fill in based on all of the different books. I had to read about this woman because we're talking about 1720, like long ago history. So let's go dive into that, and then once we leave, if you guys want to take a break with your cameras again, you can, and wait for. We're gonna have to change your battery once we get to the Powder Magazine, just so you know. But you can kind of take a break where you guys are like sitting down on the bench over there, and that way we're not wasting any film. So let's go.
To the church. Is that the seminary reference? Did you say 20?
Again, this is going to be our visitor part of the area. So we can have a seat. We're going to be here for a few minutes, so kind of chill. You guys paid me to come to work, and I'm giving you a break. So I got like the greatest employment system ever. All right, you can kill the video. It gives you the gist of where the story's going. So Calico Jack is called that because he wears the jackets of the men he kills. So he's a pretty dapper young guy, although he's dirty. He's a pirate. She wants to be part of his pirate crew. Females curse pirate ships. He cannot have a girl on the crew. He makes a deal with her. You can be part of the crew if you dress like the crew, meaning she's got to look like a male. She's okay with his cross-dressing. Dad used to do the same thing back to her in Ireland to hide her away from his wife. She was an apprentice boy back in Ireland, so that the wife didn't figure everything out. Now, she is allowed to be a female in Jack's quarters. Eventually, she's going to get pregnant. You cannot have a pregnant pirate dude on the crew. So he drops her off in Cuba. Go have the baby, come back, we'll figure it out later. Now, she goes and has the baby, she comes back, there's no kid. We have no idea what the heck happened. She's also dressed like a girl. She doesn't give a damn anymore about hiding her gender. This makes Jack mad. Knowing this young lady's mentality, you know she's probably going to make him even more mad. He just captured another pirate crew, and she's going to go flirt with them guys. So she goes down, she's flirting away, and the guy that captures her attention reveals his gender to be a female, dressed like a guy to be part of the pirate crew that Calico Jack just captured. I dare any one of you to say that 5 times fast. Dare you, because I can't do it either. So, now we have 2 females doing the exact same thing. She convinces this young lady to become part of the crew. Her name is Mary Read, like you read a book, same spelling. The British find out where they are. They send the entire British fleet to come take over one pirate ship. Anne, Bonnie, and Mary were the only 2 fighting back above ship because the other guys were too drunk to come up, including the captains. So, obviously the ship is going down, right? So as everybody's being arrested, Anne's last words were to Jack, where you should have fought like a man instead of going down like a dog. So that dog shows up here from time to time as well. The judge, his name is Nicholas Lodge. When you hear or see my name, it's not me, it's the judge. He wants to see the 2 men that fought them back so valiant by themselves. He tries and hangs Jack and all of his crew. They're dead and gone already. Anne and Mary go in front of the judge, they reveal their gender, that they're female. He doesn't care. You're still pirates, you're going to jail, you're gonna hang. So we plead our bellies. That was the last thing that they said, meaning they're both claiming to be pregnant at the same time. I don't know how that happened, Calico Jack. But anyway, that didn't work either. He doesn't care. We're gonna delay your hanging. You cannot hang a pregnant woman in 1720. I was trying to piece it all together, the numbers that you gave me. So it was 1720, November 28th. The only reason I ever gonna remember that date, the day I got kicked out of Philadelphia Alley from the new neighbor, I rerouted up here, was November 28th, 2020. I got the number 300 while I was here. It's the exact 300 year anniversary of her trial. I didn't even believe this damn story. I didn't want to come up here. Now I get evidence, I would say at least 60 to 75% of the time while I'm here. Now, when they go back to jail, Dad is still here in Charleston. He has his Irish money. He bails Anne out and brings her back home. She remarries again, guy number 4, yes, we're counting Mary Read, has 4 children, dies at the age of 84. That's all we know. What happened to Mary? She's in a Jamaican jail. She dies a year later, 1721, from whatever pirates die from in a Jamaican jail. Probably scurvy, bumpy, gross, oozy, whatever nastiness you can come up with. So, you can ask whatever questions you want to while we're here. We're not going to interrupt other tours. There's probably going to be some passing through. You guys can go to the front of the building if you want. Some of you have cameras. Put your camera right inside the gate. Turn it on. Record. Get some footage up there. Lasers, same thing. With the lasers, we want to make sure we're not going past the powder magazine. Keep them on the ground. This is an apartment building. You're going to shine your lasers into somebody's living room. But again, this is a weird spot. The only 2 questions that I can give you that I can actually prove, because everything else is fair game, and ask whatever you want to. The name of Calico Jack's ship, and the name of Anne Bonnie's parents. So again, only thing I can prove. Anything else you want to ask? Is there a relationship between her and Mary? Did she really have 4 children after she came back to Charleston? Did she stay in Charleston? Whatever you guys want to ask, it's all up to you. Some stories say yes on certain things, and then they're different on other stories. What I gave you in my story was the common things among the 5 or 6 books that I read about this woman. I lost count because I read that many damn books on it, not to mention documentaries and YouTube videos, all kinds of stuff. Again, I didn't believe this until I got 300 and the specific date of the trial. We do need to change your battery, so you need to hang back. Anybody that wants to go to the front, you can. You're going to exit the lot, go straight ahead, and make a left. I'm actually going to be back here by the wall waiting for you guys to kind of report back to me with things from the spirit boxes and anything you guys caught on your videos and so forth and so on. That device, just so you know, was going crazy right next to the wall where you see that brush last night. I've never had that before, but everything was going off. We had EMF and the REM pod was going nuts. So that's a cheesy tour when you have to clap for your tour guide, by the way. So, just saying. All right.
Oh, you know that's happening later, just so you know.
What's that?
Oh, you know that's happening later. Full on applause.
No, I don't want it. I'll walk away. So, I'll get my gear first. Make sure of that. All right, definitely spread out. Miss Monroe, stick with me. Go have some fun. Learn more about Aunt Bonnie. Get me some answers. You know, so I like how everybody moves up. It's like Survivor.
Write it back up, kind of like a twist. So just like, yeah, so you're supposed to twist it. So make sure you push this corner and then go out to the actual front. I know it's so much. I'm really supposed to be taking hundreds of photos. I'm a little behind. We need like continuous. Yeah, that's true. Photos. Exactly. Oh, should we? Shine it on the wall?
Not that high.
Anyone here? All right, let's go to the front door. All right, come on, make yourself known. Come on. There's nothing over by the pool. Come on, show me something. Okay. Make yourself known. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Oh, maybe from the junior. Is anyone here? Show yourself in the camera. That was wrong. Anyone here? Cool. I wonder if they put people in the stocks. Is anyone in the stocks? If it is, make this thing spike. Come talk to this little black box and this silver rod. No? No? Come on. Come talk to us. Show yourself in the camera. That keep is pointing to the door. I don't know, nothing's happening for me. I don't know about you.
And I just got present.
And that's where I said it's all related to it. So we wanted with the trial date, and then we know the risk. And there's two females just like men. So that's why I was like, shit, that's all. Next stop.
Yeah, that definitely sounds connected.
Perfect. All right. Next stop.
Why do it look like it's hanging off the hole? So you gotta send it in, they'll test it.
going. No, at the last one, really high, and you're asking questions. You know what's funny about that thing? They've never done an archaeological dig there. Are you? That's probably not going to work out that way. Got to hold it horizontal. So stop the video and then start horizontal. Sorry, I seen you holding it like that over there, and I'm like, I don't know if he's recording or not, and I meant to say something. What you got, anything?
You know, you think you get something, but then
Yeah.
it's not clear.
That's what's so great about listening to it with headphones. That's everything. That's where the disembodied stuff comes into play too. That's why it's so hard to catch it all the time.
Are you talking?
Di, are you picking anything up?
No.
It's yellow,
Oh.
but it's not spiky.
I heard a yellow. Oh,
There's only like 0.4.
hello?
Anyone
Is
there?
someone here? Is someone here? Hello?
All right.
Can you hear me?
What is your name?
Is someone here?
Are you male or female? How old are you?
Touch the device.
Yes, touch this again.
Touch it again. Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
You know what he did say? I forgot that one can go without the other.
Can you hear us? Are you here? Is someone here?
If you're here, make this go off again.
If you're here, touch Guy's head.
Yeah, touch my head if you're here. I don't think you're here. Come on, show us that you're here. Is anyone here at all? Male? Female? Adult? Child? Make this go off. You recorded that when it went off to yellow, right? Was it orange?
Uh-huh.
Was that orange?
It
Yellow or
turned
orange?
yellow.
Yeah.
Are you trying to make his black box with the metal antenna go off? I think I heard Calico.
You did tell him. I mean, I'm getting nothing on this.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Not like at other ones, except for it did go off in that corner. Let's try it again. Went off right
Let's
here.
try in the let's try on the other side of the parking lot because the church is over there.
Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. The graveyard? Alright, what is your name? Hello? Should be going off this much?
Something going off.
What is your name? Who are you? What is the relationship you have with the people here? Are you an adult? Are you male or female? Can you answer these questions? How old are you? Why'd you come to Charleston? Have you always lived here? Nothing's happening beside that thing. Let's try over here. Hello? You're here, make this go off. there anything over here? Talk to us. Make this box go, the numbers go high, or touch the metal thing. Come close.
Is somebody here? Is
Come
a
in
spirit
close.
here? Is any of the spirits here? Is anybody listening to us?
If you are, make this go off. By
Is
coming
somebody
close.
here?
Talk to us. What is your name? What year were you born? Nothing right now.
I got Allie
Did you?
just now. Do you see anything?
Nope.
Come back over here so I got it. Do you see the guy with the black box? Go touch his black box. Make his box go off. You said alley. Were you dribbling in the alley? Are your initials RI?
Is anyone here? If you are, make these numbers go higher. Touch the silver rod. What is your name? Were you male or female?
I got proper.
Proper and alley. Well, if you're talking, make your presence known.
Come stand next to us. Do you see us? Can you hear us? Come talk to us.
I don't know, but I'm glad I didn't get that spirit box. That thing is loud. I don't know. I think we should go back over where we got the. Let's try. Because both of them were happening right over there. Katrina. Huh? Well, I was just going to go back where I got some activity. I'm not getting any activity here at all.
Secretary's right there. I thought you might get something on the other.
Nope. Yeah, here's the building. You want to go up by the cemetery? Oh, he didn't say we couldn't, did he? Isn't it up here? Anyone here? Well, he said there's very little activity by the cemetery, right?
Right.
He said there's very little activity by the cemetery anyway. But you got two words near the entrance here, right?
Yep. Alley and proper.
You want to go down more or what?
Yeah, let's go down.
Is anyone here? Make this go
Hard
off.
to fix? What's hard to fix? Lost? Are you lost? What are you lost in?
Anyone here?
Any energy at all? Anything? Nothing.
Go left.
I got alley and proper.
Oh, now I start doing this. 2.5. 2.6. Not major, but it's been 0 all the way over there.
I got those readings up by ID.
Are you there? Oh, look, this is stronger here. So this went off twice. One was in the corner of the old building, kind of where it meets the apartment building. I put it up there. And then when we were walking away, what, 10 feet that way. So they're both over there.
What colors did you get up to?
They were yellow.
Yellow.
But one stayed a while. I mean, it was only there for like 5 seconds.
Okay.
And it wasn't like a blip. Oh, look, I'm getting more now. Huh?
I'm going to gather up the rest of the crew from the front.
Okay. Okay, we're here now. You want to go ahead and spike it now?
We're gonna set up like a barrel and the parking lot. And there was like a show that did that, like way back.
That did like campfire.
It was like Ghost Riders or something. Yeah, but that's not campfire. Did you guys? No, wait, you're too. No, never mind. That's like
Too
older.
young. Oh my God,
Yeah, no.
no.
Ghost
He is
Riders
really
was
young.
it
Was it on what's it called? MTV? It sounds like it was on MTV.
It does, right?
Or
It wasn't on
VH1?
VH1 or MTV. Anyway.
No. this
Something
is like,
informed.
huh?
Something informed.
I mean, I guess that's still like.
Congress.
Alright, you guys hear anything else on your laptop?
Yeah, I really liked it in there.
That's the same thing that happened last night. too. Here's here.
Well, we got it.
Oh yeah, where is
Ask
it?
it right there.
Yeah, it's my Tinder date.
Why is my Tinder day responding to me?
Oh,
Did he actually respond?
That's because I'm on here. It's like trying to save battery.
Shoot me tone back here, thanks.
Yeah.
I
65.
have 35.
I was at 3% yesterday by the time I made it back to the
Alright,
hospital.
so from here, we actually have lots of notes. Everything here was pretty loosely related. Like, I don't have any very definitive anything from this particular spot. I would say that we have a lot more loosely related things from the Pinckney Mansion site and a lot of things in between our walks. So as I kind of go through the notes in the morning, you guys will see how I separate everything. It's pretty easy in layman terms. If there's a term on there, I usually put it in parentheses if it's another paranormal thing. That way everybody kind of knows what it is. So with that said, I'm going to start collecting devices. You guys can ask me a million questions, including how to get back to your cars.
Yeah.
Where did y'all park, by the way?
Oh wait, we didn't drive.
We didn't drive.
You drove. What about you guys?
Oh, we parked over on Columbus.
The garage, right? Is
Oh.
that one?
This is Cumberland right here.
Yeah, right here.
Oh, perfect. So you guys are set. What about you guys?
Yeah, we can get back.
Okay, you guys know where you're at? All right. Again, it's not far. We literally only went half a mile. We just spent 2 hours together in long-term spots. So, any other skeptics, half skeptics? I had intuition of one, and I was correct.
Does
So,
your shirt say seminary?
no. Just the story. This is the name of the tour.
No, I was just wondering, you know, I heard seminary
Right.
earlier, and I saw your shirt, and I'm like,
Maybe the ghost couldn't read.
yeah, maybe.
Or maybe you thought it said that,
Yeah.
and it was a subliminal message of something you thought you would. Again, what color is the big red barn? So, by the way, did I tell you guys I played a little trick on you with George Washington? At the beginning of the Pinckney Mansion site, I told you we're not going to give you questions like what color is George Washington's white horse, and George Washington was the president of the pallbearer at Eliza's funeral. So you guys all passed with a fail. That's the only word trick I played on you guys all night long. But again, I always do that just to kind of give a little test. It's again, the big red barn stuff. It's easy, right? So when I start like, all right, let's see if they actually get it, and then somebody comes up to me and says, "Was it George Washington?" I'm like, yeah, you got the subliminal message. Good job. So you guys are good. But this was, I mean, this is about average of what I see. I didn't really have anything super definitive of like, oh my god, check this out. It's like Benjamin and John. Like that is still blowing my mind how early it showed up. And the fact that it was on one spirit box. So we'll kind of take that for what it's worth. We'll be diving more into all of that. But again, you're going to have a good 7 to 9 hours worth of stuff to go through. I'm going to stop your audio, then I'll kind of give you a better gist of what you guys have. In total, so 1 hour and 57 minutes exactly on your audio. So again, probably a good 7 to 9 hours, and that does include a good heavy reading. So again, if you're a slow reader, add 2 or 3 more hours onto that, because there's a lot there. As I kind of go through this, that way it'll help you go through it all. So again, I'm going to spot check everything. You guys are going to go through its entirety with the stories that I gave you and all of the links for resources on top of the regular audio. So I'm going to back up this way and start. I'm going to take this Monroe's camera first that has its own section, and I'll start collecting the rest. I'm going to get you guys my cards so you guys can check out the website ahead of time before you guys want to head out of here. That way you guys can see what else I'm doing as far as the ghost hunting stuff.
Then that's what we have.
Let's make this easy. So I'm actually going to hand one small stack to you. Take one, pass it around. Whoever wants one has all my contact info on there. So when you guys find anything, device, take two at a time. So I can put them away, turn everything off. No questions, guys? Everybody usually comes with no questions.
Thanks. Oh,
What is the most active site you've ever investigated?
The Flight 93 Memorial in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. 9/11.
Anything notable?
Yes. I go into an investigation blind. I'll take the camera, pin it to stop. I like to go in blind. I don't want to know the story.